Good morning, everybody. Ron Harris here. I'm the online editor. And big news. Actually, the news was broken Monday night on Monday Night Muscle by Flex Wheeler, talking with Bob Ciccarello and Sean Ray, that Flex Lewis, 7-time 212 Olympia champion, who we were all hoping was going to be in this Olympia because he missed the last two Olympias. We've been waiting for this guy to get on the Mr. Olympia open stage since he retired from the 212 division 2018. Would not be doing it, would not be competing. Flex Wheeler gave the reason as his longtime coach, his coach since his first show, I believe, Neil Hill, would not be able to be in the U.S. to train with him and prep him and this and that. So Flex Lewis made his own video, released it last night, giving the real reason because he was upset that false information was being put out there. And first thing he got out of the way was that 3/4 of all the shows he's done, Neil has been in the UK during the prep and has only been in the US for the last 2 weeks to help dial him in at the very end. But of course, he's worked with Neil his entire career, so that was not an issue. Flex wanted to clear it up. So first of all, he wanted to get the health issues out of the way, because if people realized that wasn't the reason, then people were going to assume it was his shoulder or some other thing. The injuries that he's had, his shoulder injuries, he's spoken about many times, and we know that he did go to Colombia last December, a little before the Olympia, I believe. He had stem cell treatments done on his shoulder, his elbows, his knees. Says everything was feeling fine. He was advised to take 4 months off of training. He did get back into it a little sooner. One of the doctors involved did give him the go-ahead. He was back into it, said the shoulder felt better than it had in at least 10 years. So everything was going great. At the end of the video, he explained the progress he made. He dropped some weight, obviously, from not training that time. He added 30 pounds after the treatments. After he came back from that, got COVID, lost 28 of those, came back and he's added 36 pounds. Said it was very difficult to watch the Olympia last year because he knew in his heart he would have done very well in that show, and I definitely agree with that. Top 5 for sure, top 5, and then you guys can debate and argue as to how much higher he would have went, but he definitely would have done very well, Flex, because we've all been waiting for him to show up at the Mr. Olympia with another 10 to 15 pounds beyond what we saw on the 212 stage when he was winning the Olympia all those years. Because even at 225, 230, it's a different look, totally different, with a lot more fullness, a lot more roundness to the muscle. The look that we would see on Flex in the off season and into prep until about a month out, and then you would see him start to deflate because he had to get down to 212. So yeah, he wanted to address the rumors, and he wanted to give the real reason. The real reason he is not competing in this Mr. Olympia has nothing to do with his shoulder. Has nothing to do with his coach, Neil Hill. It's because he and his wife are trying for a second child. And he explained that bodybuilding was his #1 priority for many, many years, for most of his adult life. Now family is his #1 priority. He and his wife are trying. They're going through fertility treatment. It's a long process. He gave her a lot of credit. And they do want to have another child. Now Flex is 37 years old, which is not old by any means. But, a lot of people, if you want to have your kids, you want to have them younger if possible. You'd rather not have them later in life when you're middle-aged. Then you're a lot older when those kids are growing up. So I totally understand that. So that's it. He is not retiring. He made that very, very clear. He still feels he has a lot more to accomplish in the sport. Barring any catastrophe or injury, he says he will definitely be on stage at next year's Mr. Olympia contest. And that's it. He just wanted to clear the air, give the real reason he's not competing in this Mr. Olympia. It has nothing to do with his shoulder. Shoulder's feeling fine now. It has nothing to do with his coach, Neil Hill, not being there. Neil would have been able to get there toward the end, as he has for almost all these shows. It is because he wants to have another child, him and his wife. And, without going into too much about that, the rigors of contest prep and everything that's involved with that do not mesh with trying to have another baby, trying to get your wife pregnant. So that's it. So it's on his channel, Flex Lewis, gives the whole breakdown if you want to check that out. But that's what happened overnight. Now we know straight from the source he's not doing it and why he's not doing it. So that's it. Have a great day, guys. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it.